Here's the honest number. Indonesia produces around 600,000 barrels of oil per day. We consume approximately 1.6 million. That gap, and what the Indonesian government is doing to close it, is one of the most important energy investment stories in Southeast Asia right now. Let's talk about it. I'm Tommy Jamail, 30 years in Indonesia's energy sector. This is video 12, the final video of the Indonesia Energy Explained series. We've covered the full regulatory architecture, the contracts, the procurement rules, the institutions, Pertamina, and today we zoom all the way out. Where is Indonesia's upstream oil and gas sector actually headed? What does the 1 million barrel ambition really mean? And what does it take to play a role in getting there? Let's start with an honest baseline. 600,000 barrels a day in production, 1.6 million in consumption. That gap gets filled with imports, and the import dependency is expensive, financially and from an energy security perspective. Around 70% of Indonesia's oil wells are mature. Natural decline is expected to continue even as domestic energy demands keep rising. That's the starting point. Not a reason for pessimism, but the reality that frames the ambition. SKK Migas has launched IOG 4.0, the Indonesian Oil and Gas Strategic Plan. The target? 1 million barrels of oil per day and 12 billion standard cubic feet of gas per day by 2030. That is not just a production number, that's a national energy security objective. Getting there means reversing decades of production decline. It requires new exploration, new investments, and smarter development of what already exists. Now, is the capital actually moving? Yes. Upstream investment hit around 7.19 billion US dollars in the first half of 2025 alone. That's a 28.6 increase in year on year. And that's not noise. That's a clear signal that growing confidence from both domestic and international investors. And the government is backing that with confidence. SKK Migas plans to offer 60 new working areas over the next 2 years, and that door is open right now as we speak. The question is, who walks through it and with the right capability and the right strategy? Here's where it gets interesting for exploration investors. Indonesia has 128 hydrocarbon basins, and only 20 are currently in production. 27 have confirmed discoveries that are sitting untapped, and 65 have never been explored at all. But the new discoveries alone won't close the gap. SKK Migas has identified around 4,500 idle wells that are ready to be reactivated. Enhanced oil recovery, or EOR, is the tool for getting more out of mature fields. Steam flooding, chemical injection, gas injection, these aren't theoretical programs. They're being deployed across key producing fields today. For investors, technology providers with EOR expertise, this is a real and meaningful commercial opportunity. The regulatory environment is also improving. Permits required for upstream activities have been cut from 320 to 140. A new PSC growth split framework was introduced via Ministry of Energy Regulation in 2024, specifically designed to improve investment attractiveness. These are deliberate signals from a government that understands investment equation. SKK Migas is also committed to open, transparent investor engagement. 3 entry mechanisms: proposals for new working areas, farm-in opportunities in existing blocks, and strategic partnerships with current operators. One more dimension worth talking about: gas. While production faces structural decline pressure, Indonesia's gas story is considerably stronger. Indonesia holds the 4th largest proven gas reserves in Asia Pacific. Major LNG projects are in development. Gas is positioned as a critical transition fuel on Indonesia's path to net zero commitments by 2060. For investors, the gas story in Indonesia is a long duration opportunity. It's not a short-term play. So let me bring this together. The resource base is substantial. The government's ambition is clear. The regulatory environment is improving. The challenges are real: mature fields, production decline, complexity in execution. But here's the thing about challenges. They're also where the opportunity lives. The investors who succeed in Indonesia's upstream sector over the next decade won't just bring capital. They'll bring technology, operational expertise, strong local relationships, and the patience to navigate a system that is complex but genuinely rewarding. The 1 million barrel ambition is Indonesia's invitation to the global investment community. What role do you play in making that happen? That's the picture. Significant resource potential, a clear national ambition, and improving investment environment, and a government that is actively working to attract the capital and technology it needs. Everything in this series is based on public available Indonesian government rules and regulations. This is not legal advice, it's not tax advice, and it's definitely not investment advice. If this was useful, I would ask that you give me a like, subscribe, and stay with me. If you have any other further inquiries, you can always email me at tommy@jamail.id, jamail.id. Look for future series where I plan to go deep on Pertamina, the group structure, the business arms, the subsidiaries, and what it all means for investors and partners across the whole value chain. I'm Tommy Jamail. See you in the next series, and thank you for watching.